Fortnite's Week 9 challenges are here, and there's a lot to do this week. You'll find guides for the dancing and other challenges elsewhere on the channel, but we're here to pop golden balloons. You'll need to get 10 in total to complete the challenge, but there are actually 21 out there, so here are the locations of all 21 golden balloons in Fortnite. And yes, we know, most of the ones in our footage are silver. We got them before the colour changed, but the locations are the same. Also, if someone else gets to a balloon before you, it's gone for that game, so make sure you get there fast. We'll work down the map from top to bottom, so our first balloon is on the edge of the island attached to a rock in grid G2. Over to Haunted Hills, and on top of the broken building opposite the church in Haunted Hills is another balloon in grid B2. Next, head to grid D2, where you'll find a balloon at the motel in the middle of the O in the sign. There's another north of Wailing Woods, on top of the editable building on the border of grid I and J2. On the far eastern side of the island, attached to a flatbed truck that's hanging off the edge of the island, the same truck that was part of last week's Search Between challenge, is another balloon in grid J3. Another is attached to a half-sunk wooden boat next to the smaller right-hand island of Loot Lake in grid E4. Get over to Dusty Divot and there's a balloon on the wall of the central and abandoned structure on the border of grid F5 and G5. Make your way over to an electricity pylon south of the unnamed shipping container storage facility in grid H5 for another. The next one is next to a tent in the little campsite area just down the hill from the Viking village in grid B6. There's a balloon attached to a bench on the north side of the big blue house in Salty Springs in grid F6. Visit the wooden bear with a backpack near Retail Row in grid I6 to find another. Head to the huge tree on top of the big hill to the south of Shifty on the map on the border of grid D7 and 8, and you'll spot a balloon hiding in a tree. You'll find one on the main runway in Frosty Flights in grid A8. Then another smack in the middle of Fatal Fields attached to a large wooden windmill in grid G8. And the last few now, there's one east of Paradise Palms on the southeastern edge of the island attached to a cart at the abandoned farm in grid J8. There's one inside Trogg's cabin in his little hideout in grid B9. You'll find another attached to a kayak in the middle of the oasis in grid H9. And on the southern edge of the island to the left of Lucky Landing in grid F10. You'll find one hiding in a broken tower in Tomato Temple in grid G4. Yep, of course there's one in Tilted. Head to grid D5 and look to the right of the taco shop to find a golden balloon attached to a blue car. On the arm of the T-Rex in grid I9. Careful, this one is tricky to hit, it seems. So that's where to find all the balloons for the Week 9 challenge in Fortnite Season 7. I'm off to find some cake. Happy hunting!